Hello there, Space Captains. It is Connor here, and I want to talk about a game that I currently have closed alpha access to, that is currently under NDA, of which I can show no footage, but I really want to talk about it really quickly because it's a good game. That game's name is Dreadnought, and it's awesome. So yes, let's get the explanation of what the game actually is out of the way, talk a little bit about the game modes, how it looks, how it sounds, how it plays. But I can't show any actual gameplay footage, otherwise I will have my alpha privileges removed. So yes, it's a game where you play as a massive capital ship pretty much. There are 5 different classes of capital ship, and they are as such. You have the Dreadnought, which is a heavy, slow, heavily armoured, lumbering ship that has quite a lot of heavy weaponry. You then have the Dreadnought, which is kind of like an all-rounder. It has good weapons, it has lighter armour than the Dreadnought, it's also faster than the Dreadnought, and it can fill a few different roles. Next we have the Corvette, which is a really small ship, but it's fast and has camouflage capabilities, and it's good for ambushing the next couple of ships I'm going to be mentioning, which are the artillery cruiser, which is like a sniper. If you get close to this thing, and it won't be able to stand a chance. This thing's good at range, it does a lot of damage, but get in close and you'll just end it. It's really not good in close quarters. And lastly, we have the tactical cruiser, which is a support ship. It can put more energy into your different subsystems, which I'll talk about as well, and it can heal your ships. It's the healer pretty much. And you know what? It's good. The ships are awesome. Each of them feel unique, and of each little class of ship there are a few different ships for each class in the game at the moment, although you have to get to a certain level before you're allowed to play them. And personally, I like the Dreadnought, the Destroyer, and the Corvette, but mostly I play the Destroyer or the Dreadnought because I like my big ships. Now the reason I want to talk about this is because there are way too few games like this currently out there where you can play as massive capital ships. Currently we have Fractured Space, which you can play. You go onto Steam and you can buy your way into the early access with a finder's package, and then you get some free stuff like skins and things like that, which is nice. And this pretty much, Dreadnought, and this isn't even out yet. Neither is, well, Fractured Space is out, it's currently in alpha as well, but this is as well, and they're kind of in the same stages. Although, well, I think Dreadnought has been a little bit more secretive with what it's got to offer. And there are differences between the two games, mainly that Dreadnought is a lot more lax with when you fail, whereas in Fractured Space, if you die, your respawn counter will keep going up until you're at 60 seconds before you can respawn, whereas in this game the max is 10 seconds, I believe. And in Fractured Space, not being there to help your allies out can really hold your team back. An example would be if you die and the enemy numbers are greater than your team has, so they'll just push you back and back into your base, and then you could possibly lose the game. Whereas in Dreadnought, it's a lot more arcadey, it's a lot more friendly, I would say, but overall it's an enjoyable game. It plays well. The abilities for each ship are unique. You can switch out your loadout as well. Haven't fully experienced everything to offer with that because I'm not a high enough level yet, but overall it's a nice game. You can customize your ships, add different parts to them, change them visually, add paint schemes, add different decals and things like that, insignias. It's really cool. That's something I would like to see in Fractured Space, being able to customize and make your own ship feel like your own ship. But yes, this is about Dreadnought. So I've said the different classes and, well, how they play or how you're supposed to play them, their role in the battles. Let's talk a bit about how the game looks graphically. It looks gorgeous. It does look really good. One problem I have with the visuals is that if you have AA on, that's anti-aliasing, which is supposed to smooth out lines, jagged lines and stuff, it makes it look like there's jelly or Vaseline rubbed all over your monitor. It just does not look good. So if you do get to play this, I recommend turning that off immediately, because it hogs your system and it doesn't make anything look better. It makes things look a lot worse. But yeah, graphically the ships look really good. The environments, I have a few problems with the maps, but overall, yeah, the ships look pretty damn cool. The weapons look cool. Everything moves. There's always something going on with your ship, and just the little details that I like are seeing like little hangar bays and seeing little windows in your ship. And one thing that I like about this game is that if you're launching missiles, you see the silos actually opening raising out of the hull of the ship, and then the missiles just launch you one by one. It is really, really fucking cool. And I don't really have too many problems with it. It is currently in, as I said, closed alpha, but honestly, there's only a couple of problems I have with the game. And it's to do with the maps, mainly. The maps are, well, they don't really help you feel like you're in a massive capital ship, because everything in the maps is so fucking big and just monstrous and overwhelming, because you need cover. This is unlike in Fractured Space, where it's your skill that determines victory. In this, there's so much cover where you can hide behind. It just feels more like a first-person shooter where you can jump behind cover. Or not even a first-person shooter, what am I talking about? A cover-based third-person shooter. And honestly, you never see that in any sci-fi movies or anything like that, where there's ships just ducking in behind mountains and then just elevating up again, firing, going back down until they reload, and then going back up. It's really, really weird, and it just takes me out of the moment. Some of the sound effects are not that good, I have to admit. I mean, the sound effects overall are fucking awesome. Your crew talk to you whenever certain things happen. They let you know what's happening around you, which is pretty damn cool. Fractured Space does this even better, I think. But yeah, this game is pretty awesome. Some of the weapons don't sound like they have any punch. I mean, you get a Dreadnought, right? And you get these massive cannons, and they sound like they're going pew, 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 pew. There's no like blah, boom, boom, boom. It's really quite underwhelming. Sorry for that, but it is. Some of the sound effects just don't sound like they're coming from a massive capital ship at all. Another thing is, there's a system in the game where you can put power to weapons, power to shields, or power to engines, and I really like this. It's something you see a lot in Star Wars and stuff like Star Trek and other sci-fi universes, where they're like, power to engines, and then the ship goes faster, power to shields, and the shields magnify their defensive capabilities, or power to weapons, where the weapons fire faster or deal more damage. And that's awesome. I really do like that aspect of the game. But overall, I'm really, really enjoying it. It's a closed alpha, and they haven't let everyone unlock all the ships from the beginning so they can test them out and see if there's any bugs, any exploits of one ship's just blatantly overpowered, which is kind of annoying, I have to say. But other than that, it's a really fun game. But maybe, as I said, with the maps, I can't get over the fact with the maps. I mean, there's a map here. I'm going to show you a screenshot right now. It's like a massive starbase, massive shipyard in like an asteroid belt, and everything just looks far too fucking big. I mean, it just looks ridiculous. If the asteroid field was there, fine. That would be awesome. It would be somewhat, not really realistic, but expected of a sci-fi universe where you're fighting in amongst an asteroid belt. But there are these big fucking ugly buildings built in around it, and it just does not look, it just takes you out of the feeling that you're this captain of this massive starship, and I don't like that. Some of the maps, maybe if there was a map where you were in low orbit of a planet and you were fighting above a city, and the city was all tiny below you, and whenever you like got killed, your ship just plummeted to the surface and exploded and stuff. I don't know, but right now it feels like you're not in a big ship, you're like in a drone flying around just a map with a lot of cover. So yeah, that's Dreadnought. It's pretty damn awesome. Unfortunately, because of the NDA, I can't show any recorded footage. But hopefully, when it comes out of the NDA, I will be able to stream and record some for all of you. So yeah, thank you all very much for watching, and you can also sign up for the closed beta. I will put the link down below, and maybe you can get into that and we can have a few games, who knows. But yes, one thing I should mention is that I have a Patreon. I currently have 3 patrons, which is awesome, but the more the merrier, so head on over to the link, and if you're willing, then donate. Become a patron. You can donate as little as $1 and upwards. If you're a millionaire, then by all means, go ahead. But yes, I will see you next time, guys. Bye-bye.
Good day, loyal citizens of the Empire. Today, the Emperor has employed a system that will allow you to support the latest Imperial endeavors. Click the link below to support a safer and brighter future for every citizen of the Empire.